What's going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for another live stream as I do my video on part 2 of my series. Guys, this is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at. Sorry about that. This is part 2 of my Superstar Shakeup 2017 review as I talk about what happened tonight on Smackdown Live and who did we get from Raw going over to Smackdown Live. I have my mixed feelings. There's things I did like, and there's things I did not like about the Superstar Shakeup overall, as a whole, not just what happened tonight. I did like how everybody just came out. There was no excitement, how it was for the draft, where you had Daniel Bryan and at the time Mick Foley, and of course Stephanie and Shane there, just watching just negotiate back and forth on the acquisitions. I mean, they kind of did a little bit better than they actually came out with the women's division and announced the changes there. But other than that, it's like they just walked out. It's like, okay, where's the hype? Like, why isn't there any big deal or anything? You think they would at least have somebody out there, have more of that, not just people just showing up. I felt that kind of a little dumb. So I was a little disappointed by that. The acquisitions overall, there's things I did like, again, things I didn't like. It wasn't terrible, I'd say, but I think it could have been just a little bit better, especially on SmackDown's side. A little disappointed, but there's some good acquisitions I like for SmackDown Live. So in case if you didn't tune in yesterday to Raw or listen to my my review yesterday of what happened after Raw, here's what we got for the Superstar Shakeup yesterday. For Raw, we had Miz and Maurice go into Raw, the Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, that's one that I'm not happy about. I think Bray should stay on SmackDown. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James for the women's division. I thought those were good moves. Apollo Crews, again, I'm not too sure. I'm worried he wasn't really getting much on SmackDown Live. I think it might get worse for him on Raw. Kalisto, good move, going to the Cruiserweight division. Heath Slater and Rhino. This one the tag team for them. They haven't really done too much ever since ever since they dropped the SmackDown tag titles. And Kurt Hawkins. That's Superstars. Actually, and it was announced yesterday. I didn't mention it yesterday, but there was a change in commentary, which don't really care too much about. Honestly, it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, kind of, I guess. Byron Saxton is going to SmackDown Live while David Otunga is over to Raw. I'm sorry, David Otunga being on Raw is going to be a terrible idea. The commentary is already bland. Well, again, Michael Cole can be good at times. Corey Graves is good. David Otunga, though, that's not good for the flagship show. Byron Saxton isn't really that much better at all, but I would rather have Byron than Otunga. Alongside right now, it's just Tom Phillips and John Bully Layfield, as we all know him as now, since he apparently was he bullied Mauro Ranallo, and it looks like Mauro's going to be coming back to WWE. So again, Mauro, thank you again for all you've done. I know I thanked you on Twitter, and he actually replied to my tweets. So I was kind of excited by that. But that's what happened on Raw last night. So SmackDown Live, again, I'm like, okay, who are they going to get? They need to get some good star power. And overall, for the most part, I think they regained some people, but there were still a few things I was disappointed about. So the first few ones that we opened up the show with what I was expecting, since Dean Ambrose is going over to Monday Night Raw. Kevin Owens is now on SmackDown Live for now. Could be for now, even though I'm pretty sure he's going to stay there. But even though it's a Raw exclusive pay-per-view, his match against Jericho at Payback for the United States Championship is still on. But this is what I found a little stupid. Whoever wins that match will go to SmackDown Live. I just found it just maybe just a little bit weird. I don't know. You'd think that it would be a Raw versus SmackDown match or something like that. As I said last night, that pay-per-view is turning more into a dual brand pay-per-view, Payback. But it's kind of obvious Owens is probably going to retain because it's probably stay on SmackDown. Because Jericho is most likely. I keep thinking this could probably be for Jericho. It's for Jericho. I'd love to have Jericho stick around, but he's probably going to be taking a break soon and going on the tour with Fozzy. So I'm thinking Owens will win, but they had a #1 contenders match tonight between AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, and Baron Corbin for a #1 contender for the United States Championship, which AJ Styles won. So a feud with him and Owens for the United States Championship, very interesting. Probably going to have a match at Backlash. But it also has me wondering, what's going on with the WWE Championship now? Like who is going to wrestle? I mean, at this point, Brock Lesnar, it was announced that Brock Lesnar got drafted to SmackDown. I don't know if it's going to stay that way or not. But again, if that's the case, then, I mean, Randy Orton's probably obviously going to retain the championship at Payback against Bray Wyatt. But then, like, who's really going to challenge Orton for the title after that? I'm still really confused on that. I mean, I'm going to try to make some type of prediction for my Backlash card because I want to get Payback done like within the next few days, NXT TakeOver Chicago and Backlash done. Hopefully this week, if not next week, but definitely Payback will be for sure soon. But again, that just has me really confused. Like, I don't know what they're going to do with the WWE Championship now. But the United States Championship right now is going to be treated pretty good on SmackDown Live. Looking forward to seeing that feud between Kevin Owens, who's probably going to retain against Chris Jericho at Payback, against AJ Styles. The now face AJ Styles, which is he should be a baby face how over he is. Then we got just some disappointments. The Shining Stars going to SmackDown Live. I just not that into the Shining Stars. We got one good tag team though announced last, and I'll get to that that one shortly. But yeah, the Shining Stars on SmackDown Live, I didn't really want that. So that was what I was disappointed with. And then of course two of them that kind of pissed me off, but one really some more. Jinder Mahal is on SmackDown Live now. Why? Is Jinder Mahal on SmackDown Live? Why was Jinder Mahal ever brought back in the first place? Continuing this stupid feud with Mojo Rawley? That's the thing. I like Mojo, but again, this is why I was worried about him winning Andre the Giant Royal Battle Royal. They're not going to do anything. Just have these pointless matches with Jinder Mahal and Rob Gronkowski. I'm sorry, it just irritates me so much. I am not happy at all about Jinder Mahal being on SmackDown. As I said last night, like Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, like any of them could have easily gone to SmackDown. I'm sure any of those two would finally get the push that they deserve. But no, they're staying on Raw. Probably not going to be used at all. We have Jinder Mahal and Sin Cara, who Sin Cara should have just stayed on Raw and gone to the Cruiserweight division. Why is he on SmackDown? I'm not going to use him much either. My rant. The two picks I was mostly disappointed with were those two. And the Shining Stars kind of as well. But then we did get some good picks after that. Rusev, I mean, he's out now with an injury. I'm glad he's coming to SmackDown Live. Maybe he'll finally get that monster main event push that we've been waiting for Rusev to get. I mean, again, Rusev being built up as that guy we're not supposed to like, but he's a talent that I want to see succeed, and especially as a heel. But interesting enough, not only is Lana coming over with him, Lana is actually going to be a wrestler soon on SmackDown Live. So that's going to be interesting. Are they going to turn Lana and Rusev face, maybe, or just Lana turning face? Like, who knows what's going to happen? But that was a very exciting move, as well as the women's division. I like how they formed the women's divisions now. I think both Raw and SmackDown are now going to have really good women's divisions based off of the Superstar Shakeup. That's one division I think that won big time is the women's division. As I said, Raw last night got Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. So now SmackDown not only got the returning Tamina, which veteran, but again, I'll hasn't really done much with her, but I'll take it fresh, see what they can do with her. I want to give her a chance. But of course, the big acquisition, I thought this person needed to go to SmackDown Live because I felt that they had run out. They didn't have much left to do against people on Raw. She needed fresh opponents, and that's what happened. Charlotte is now on SmackDown Live. That's a great move right there for a women's division. So you look at it now, a division with Raw having the same four competitors, sometimes five, with Dana Brooke here and there appearing, which I was surprised that Dana didn't go to SmackDown Live. I thought she would go to SmackDown Live, but I'm kind of glad that both her and Emma stayed on I'm about to say on Payback. Wow. On Raw, because I think there's a lot more bodies now. On Raw now, you got Bayley, Sasha, Nia, Alexa, Mickey, Bailey, Sasha, Nia, Alexa, Mickey, Dana, and Emma. 7 wrestlers. Like a month or so ago, we were only talking about maybe like 4, maybe 5 here, and everyone count Dana Brooke. But yeah, we got 7 wrestlers right there, and that's not including, if Summer Rae ever comes back for injury. Who knows what's going to happen with Paige? We 7, 9 wrestlers. They're on Raw. On SmackDown, we got what? Naomi, Natalia, Becky, Carmella. Whenever Nikki Bella comes back, if she still does want to come back, she's taking time off now also apparently. So Nikki Bella, and now we have Tamina and Charlotte. So there's each roster now has 7 people. Unless there's any injuries that happen, they have 7 good quality wrestlers on both their rosters. So I think the women's division, you guys got big improvements from this Superstar Shakeup. And of course, the last one that was announced, the New Day is going to SmackDown Live. I at first with it, maybe I come thinking, oh my goodness, are they really just going to switch to Shining Stars and Heath Slater and Rhino? They can't do that possibly, because this tag team division is going to have no depth at all built up from this whatsoever. But so far, now we do have the New Day. Shining Stars, again, not too crazy about, but it's just still like, there's a lot more depth on Raw now, as Raw now has the Hardy Boys, Cesaro and Sheamus. They still have the Club, which they've been booked like crap, but who knows? Maybe they can turn them around. I don't know. They still have Enzo and Cass. Now they have Heath Slater and Rhino. Golden Truth, don't care. Am I forgetting somebody? I don't know. But still, they have more depth. Like SmackDown now has just Rusev. I mean, they do have Rusev, of course, but I'm losing my thoughts already. Okay, start over. They have the Usos, American Alpha, New Day. There's 3 right there. But after that, Shining Stars, again, don't really care. Breezango, not too much of them. The Ascension, they could have done much with them, but they're all, I think it's too late to ascend them. Well, the VOD villains are gone. That's not gonna that doesn't matter either. But again, I feel like the tag teams, improved a little bit, but not too much. And now I'm worried. I really thought Enzo and Cass were gonna go to SmackDown. They weren't on the show last night. I was really worried they were gonna go to SmackDown. But now I'm honestly, with the Hardy Boys coming back and the way things are, I'm actually a tad bit worried they might turn Enzo and Cass heel on Raw. Only because you think about it. Enzo and Cass had their opportunities for the Raw tag titles at Fastlane. And then at WrestleMania, I think that was their match to win. But then when the Hardy Boys returned, they stole their spotlight. So in reality, Enzo and Cass should be mad, but I don't want to see them turn heel yet. I love Enzo and Cass's baby faces, even though they're not doing much with them. And right now, look at all these Raw tag teams you got that are baby faces. The Hardy Boys, Cesaro and Sheamus, I guess are baby faces. I don't know. Enzo and Big Cass. Golden Truth are baby faces. Heath Slater and Rhino are baby faces. Also, they want to turn them heel. Oh, the Revival, of course, too. Yeah, the Revival. I forgot to mention the Revival. That's what I forgot about. They're heels. But I feel like one of those teams, one of the teams has to have it go through a character change. And I'm kind of worried they're going to go to Enzo and Big Cass. Because who else really are going to push as heels? Cesaro and Sheamus are. I don't even know. I don't even know if I consider Sheamus a face or a heel at this point. It seems like he's more of a face, but then the next week he's more of a heel. I don't know. But again, the thing I'm disappointed about the most is definitely the tag team division. I feel like they could have maybe gave one more acquisition to SmackDown Live, Enzo and Big Cass or the Club, but they didn't. So I found the Superstar Shakeup, again, I didn't like how they had barely any they didn't really make much of a big deal of the transactions. They just always came out like, okay, I'm here, no big deal. And that was just it. I found that a little disappointing. I wasn't really crazy about that. But most of these transactions I was fine with. Again, I didn't like Bray Wyatt going to Raw, though. That's the only issue with Raw I have, because I'm just really worried. I don't know. I can't see Bray Wyatt winning the the WWE Championship now, because I really want to have both main titles on Raw, unless if they're still down the road, they do move Brock Lesnar over to SmackDown. I just don't know what's going to happen, because why would Bray Wyatt go after Finn Balor? Say he's going to go after Finn Balor, and then he loses to Randy Orton. You know, you'd think that maybe if Randy Orton could drop the title to Bray Wyatt, put the WWE Championship on Raw, and move the Universal title on the SmackDown Live. But that's not seem like what they're really going to do here. I don't know. I just don't know yet what's going to happen with the Universal title and the WWE Championship. Because again, if Randy Orton retains, who's going to fight Orton for the title? I mean, maybe Baron Corbin, but I feel like his push is starting to slow down a little bit, unless if, you know, they just decide to put him in the title feud. But again, who else is going to go for the title now? Like, you know, Nakamura is probably going to be feuding with Dolph Ziggler, which I found that is a very interesting feud. I mean, we're going to have a face-on-face feud with Sami Zayn? I don't know. It's very confusing. I don't know what's going to happen. So we'll have to see what happens there with that. So once again, overall, decent Superstar Shakeup. Could have been a little bit better, but I think what we found was acceptable, and I am interested in some things, but not everything. So that is pretty much it for this live stream of recapping what happened with Day 2 of the Superstar Shakeup on SmackDown Live. Again, leave your comments down below. Would you see the Superstar Shakeup? Who would you have wanted to change, switch up? And actually, before we wrap up here, let's go to the polls for a second here. Those polls I saw last night. Let's see who people wanted to go to SmackDown Live and who wanted to stay on Raw. So first, let me I forgot to tweet out my thing about what grade we give SmackDown Live. What grade would you give? I'm going to give SmackDown Live a B for tonight. Again, it was a solid show. You know, it could have been a little better, but again, it was solid. I like what we got. What grade do you give SmackDown Live tonight? A, B, C, or D? A, B, C, or D? And I'll do 3 polls tonight. Which show did you enjoy more this week? Raw or SmackDown Live? And then also I will say, who had the upper hand in the Superstar Shakeup? Raw or Live? All right, so 3 polls out there. Again, let me go back real quick and check out the polls from yesterday. The million polls I put out just to see, you know, what everybody thought. Let me see here. Brock Lesnar, people thought would stay on Raw. A lot of people thought both New Day and Enzo and Big Cass would go to SmackDown Live, but only New Day did, as we saw. People thought Owens would go to SmackDown, which happened. Who from Raw, from Women's Division, was he going to SmackDown Live? Of course, 63% of it said Charlotte. Some said Dana Brooke and Emma. A few said Alicia Fox, but it's just ended up being Charlotte. Big Show staying on Raw. They got that right. Bo Dallas, everybody thought he would go to SmackDown Live. I was hoping so too, but nope, he's staying on Raw. Braun Strowman stay on Raw. Yeah, he did. Jericho, people thought he might go to SmackDown Live, but he's staying on Raw, and I think he'll lose to Owens at Payback, and he'll go on his break on his tour with Fozzy. A lot more people thought Curtis Axel would stay on Raw. I was hoping he'd go to SmackDown Live, but he's staying on Raw. I'm sorry. People thought Finn Balor, which, by the way, Finn Balor, well, more people thought he's going to go to SmackDown, but he's staying on Raw. Finn Balor apparently yesterday suffered a concussion during his match against Jinder Mahal last night. So Jinder Mahal again. You know what? I need to do this. Where did I put it? Aha! Here it is. You know, I've done a few already, but I've not done one live. So Jinder Mahal, you know what happens whenever you come back to the WWE for no reason at all whatsoever, you know what happens when you go to SmackDown Live and get in the way of other people who could go to the land of opportunity, like Curtis Axel or Bo Dallas or anyone else? You know what happens when you give Finn Balor a concussion? You know what happens? Jinder Mahal, you just made the list. Jinder Mahal is on the list. He has made the list of Jericho. That's now 5 people now. The first WWE superstar I put on the list. So that's why Jinder Mahal is on my list. Too bad. All right. Let's get back to the polls really quick before we wrap up here, as I've almost did before. Roman Reigns, you think he'll stay on Raw or go to SmackDown Live? People said stay on Raw, which that's what happened. He stayed on Raw. Rusev, 81% said going to SmackDown Live, and that happened. I am very glad about that. And Lana as well is going to SmackDown Live. No one voted on Sami Zayn, actually, if he would stay or go. No one voted on Samoa Joe, which, again, I'm glad he didn't go to SmackDown Live. He stayed on Raw, where he belongs. Funny, a lot. Most in the poll for, do you think Cesaro or Sheamus will go to SmackDown Live or stay on Raw? And most of you thought both would go, but none of them went. They're staying on Raw. No one voted on Sin Cara, but he went to SmackDown Live. A lot of people voted for Titus O'Neil, surprisingly, but they say he stay on Raw, which he did. Darren Young, no one voted for, and Jinder Mahal, nobody voted for at all. So, yes. But yeah, so again, that'll be it this time. Thanks for this, everyone who tuned into this edition of part 2 of my Superstar Shakeup, as we put Jinder Mahal on the list of Jericho. And yeah, so again, I'm going to try to get my match cards done for Payback, NXT TakeOver Chicago, and Backlash soon. Definitely get Payback done as soon as possible, because I want to get that one out and get the views going on there. I'm working on all this in Wolf 3D levels 31 to 40 right now. I'm on floor 34. I'll get those uploaded as soon as possible. I've gotten really busy this week with work. As you see, I'm dressed up again because I had another meeting tonight. And of course, anything else for this channel will be coming soon. So please click that like and subscribe button for more content to come. I'm at 484 subscribers now. Again, hopefully getting my goal of 500. I got a lot during WrestleMania season, and I'm hoping to still keep continuing on, growing this channel. Again, these live streams I think have helped a lot. I've got a lot of views on these live streams, which I'm happy about. So thank you all for new viewers and subscribers who have tuned into this channel. I know I'm not really on here to amaze anybody, just have fun, but I appreciate the support. Shout out to my 4 horsemen as well, since I got thrown to be on the list by Robbie One Kenobi. So to Daniel Gaiza, Gene from BSP Wrestling, and Robbie One Kenobi, just a shout out to you guys. Hope we do another collaboration with you guys soon. And yes, that is it, guys. With that, I will see you all later. Have a good night, everybody.